Hey everyone, this is Bridget, and today we're going to be talking about perfectionism. This is a really big subject, and I feel like it's a growing thing, maybe even like epidemic in our world, in our culture, and it can hold you back from expressing and being your true self. Now, there's definitely a place for perfectionism, but where do we draw the line here, and how does this work? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I just went on a hike with my dad, and we were having a conversation, and he was telling me about this project that he just finished after about a month. And he realized that it took him 4 weeks instead of 1 week because of his perfectionism. He wanted to make it perfect. But it was kind of an unnecessary situation. It was kind of irrelevant to make it perfect. Like, there's certain things like, engineering that you're like, okay, that better be perfect. But there's other things that might not need the perfectionism. And I said to him, well, I really appreciate it, because when I was, I think, 14 or 15, he said to me, Bridget, you don't need to make everything perfect. You do need to do your best, but you just need to start. At least you just need to go for it. And that was really, really affirming for me, especially at that age, because that's part of his personality trait. He has a conscientious personality type based on Jordan Peterson's work. And so that's part of the nature of that personality type. Now, I don't necessarily have that personality type. I have more of an open and agreeable personality type that doesn't have perfectionism built in. So if anything, I actually need to work on my quality and refinement. But backing up from that statement that he made gave me permission to just start going for it, to just explore with curiosity, not needing the outcome necessarily to be perfect. And that granted a lot of freedom for me that ended up being where I am today. And I said to him on that mountain, I said, well, I really appreciate you saying that to me, because I would not have done anything. I would not be talking to you right now on YouTube, or have done, 20 plus retreats around the world, or written a book or anything if he had not said that statement to me. And he was like, have you done a video about that? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you should do a video about that. I'm like, okay. So I'm doing this video about that because it's a really key ingredient to being who you are, and to living the life that you want, and really, really expressing yourself. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation. Now, another kind of fuel to the fire right now in our culture is all we see is this really perfected and curated lives and works of people, right? You go on like YouTube or Instagram or anywhere, and you're just like, oh my God, like, how did they do that? Like, I don't even know where to start, because it's just so amazing. And if anything, that's really cool that people have reached these certain levels of mastery on all different scales. And I am all about mastery in whatever category you're pursuing. But it's like, where does mastery, how do you even start towards mastery? Well, you start with step one. You start with starting. Right? And so one of the things that perfectionism can do is it can hold you back from even starting. You can psych yourself out. And in a lot of ways, a lot of people, especially certain personality types, actually use it as a defense mechanism so that they never have to actually put themselves out there. And that is tremendously horrible, because part of why we came here is to express ourselves and to be ourselves, right? And so if we don't do that, we are not being ourselves, and that is really tormenting, okay? It's not good for our internal space, and that can cause a lot of issues. Like, expression and that free flow is so helpful. So the way that I look at it is approaching things with courage, and also with exploratory curiosity, so that you are venturing into things like a kid, right? Because one of the things is when we were kids, you're like, oh, I wonder what this is. And you kind of just tried figuring it out, and you played with it, and it wasn't to get this outcome, like, right? Whereas adults were like, I'm doing this thing for this outcome, for this expectation of this goal or this project or whatever this thing is that we're doing. And so we're it's like, wow, but we're so far away from that. It's like, well, let's just start and play and see where this goes. And through the U.S. education system, there's just these like tests that they give you that is seeking to make you like perfect, but in this certain way. It's like to sculpt you in this certain direction. And the thing is, again, is like mastery is really important and that's really helpful. But when we're first wanting to go towards something, we're not going to be good at it necessarily. We're not going to be perfect. There may be certain things that we're naturally good at, that we have natural proclivity towards. And then there's some things we don't. And so we have to like be honest with ourselves and be okay with that. And also to notice when certain people have certain proclivities and not be like, oh, but why not me? And it's like, well, that's their gift, and like let it be their gift. And so part of this is also this comparison, and we really have to bring it back in, because so much of I guess again our culture is like comparison and seeing out there, and it's like come back in and then see what you want to do, see what you want to create. And everyone started at the beginning, eventually it's somewhere, right? I suggest going and looking at some of your favorite like YouTubers, for instance, and going and watching, if they still have it, their first YouTube video. It's like, it's probably not going to be that good, but they started somewhere, and that practice time after time has led them to this certain place. Like, and that's where I'm at, and I'm still in this learning process, and I mean, like, I don't know how to do like lighting and backgrounds, and just have to begin, right? And even like this video, I didn't really know where it was going, but I knew that if I just sat down and started speaking, that something valuable would come out to share. So do your best with that voice in your head that's saying like, oh, I can't say that, or I can't, practice that thing or do that thing. I'm just not good enough at it. I can't put it out there yet. And it's like, just put it out there. You can always use the excuse. You can always delete it. You can always like change it. You can always upgrade it, but at least start, because that gets the momentum moving so that the flow of this higher capacity and this mastery can begin to flow through and practice can take place. So this is just really important. And again, not comparing yourself to other people, comparing yourself to, in a way, yourself and who you were yesterday, right? Because in that, you can also get down on yourself too, but comparing yourself to yesterday and saying, okay, how can I do better today? And just making one step at a time progress towards that thing is going to be really, really important. And being gentle with yourself and being loving with yourself. And that's why I like the approach of like, playful creativity and just like seeing what happens. Let it be experimental, because then say if like you don't get the response that you want from people, or it just doesn't work out or something, it's like, at least I put myself out there. At least I tried. And that's the most important message, is I just want you to express yourself. I just want you to go for it. Like even if it's small, just take a step, because if you don't, that can lead to, unhappiness and lack of fulfillment. And going for it and expressing for yourself and being who you are is the meaning and the fulfillment of life. So that is my message for you today, and I hope that this has been helpful in playing with this idea of perfectionism. This is just a beginning, but just some few tips towards what has worked for me and approaches and thoughts that you can have behind this. Comment below to let me know what has worked for you and what you would like to start pursuing. Maybe something that you've held yourself back from because it wasn't perfect yet, that you want to just start going for. I would love to hear that. And I will see you next Tuesday and Thursday with another video. Please subscribe and hit that like button and hit the bell button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. And be sure to check me out on Instagram for daily updates on Instagram story. Thank you guys so much for watching, and express yourselves. Okay? Just start. Just go for it. It's so worth it, and it's fulfilling, and it'll give you a new level of self-confidence and self-esteem.